Golf's no different from hockey. Requires talent, self-discipline.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant, probably a great golfer, huge ass.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
It's a very, very special honor.
I'm Paula Creamer, and you're listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, a.k.a. John Kreese from Cobra Kai, and you're listening to
Quiet Please.
Let the word go out from here across the land. Let Daddy Noonan approve.
Hi, boys. Nice day for golf, ain't it? Quiet, please. Oh, you got secrets, eh?
Hey, this is Shooter McGavin. You're listening to the...
Hey, you guys. Hey, we're trying to have a podcast over here.
I saw that last scene there in the intro with the Three Stooges, and I felt like that was us tonight. Folks, you found Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast. I am Alan DePew, and as always, joined by my panel, albeit we are playing in a threesome today. Our panel shrunk a little bit for various reasons, travel as well as the COVID, the vid, got one of us. So, hey, anyway, as always, joining me from the state of Kentucky by way of Boston, Bob Baldessari.
Springwater, cheers. Keeneland's running. They're ready now.
We call him the prettiest podcaster in golf, but you call him Christian Nazamus. Hello, Christian.
Coming in from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah, from another hotel room on the road.
It's going to be a different background for me moving forward every week.
You know, you can artificially create a background. You do realize that.
True, I could, but maybe I should put pictures of you behind me, just floating around your glowing face.
Yeah, the glowing forehead. That's why I'm wearing the hat.
True.
Bobby, how you been? What's up? What's going on in Kentucky? Anything good?
Keeneland is got the yearling sale going on. If anybody has not been to Kentucky, they think of Churchill Downs, but we got Keeneland Race Course. I love the name.
Nice.
A few minutes away, part of what we're doing with the Kentucky Golf Trail. So Pam and I were out there this week, and it's pretty surreal to see these magnificent animals come into the auction area, and 1 million, 2 million, 3 million for a horse. It's mind-boggling. But they're amazing.
Do you realize that I could conduct that auction?
You could.
I could, as a licensed auctioneer.
Absolutely.
Anyway, hey, topics. We may or may not have lost Christian. I think we definitely lost Christian. So he'll be back in a moment, Bob. So
hour or two ball. The pace of play would be great.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, wait a minute. Watch, by the power of technology, Christian's back.
No, my mother just called me, and I'm hooked up to my iPad. So I ignored it, and I said, "Can I just call you later?" When she finds out that she just kicked me out of the room here, she's going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
I think we need to give a shout out to Mom. Right when we post this thing and go live, we definitely have to give a shout out to Mom.
Yeah, oh yeah,
gotta love her. Well, her Facebook's down, so she's trying to watch it on Instagram now and stuff. So it's just been a whole whirlwind. One of those Facebook hacks.
Hey, so let me tell you what we got, and you guys can chime in with your own thoughts on golf and the world or the world. Rory, let's talk a little Rory. Let's talk Walker Cup, and I got it in the background. Let's talk Cypress, but better yet, what other venues that we would like to see host venues? As always, whether you heard Christian mention, we're on Facebook, we're on our YouTube channel, we're on Instagram. Chime in. Throw your questions, comments up there. Keep it clean. We love interaction, especially when we get to that last part about what other courses you'd like to see. Obviously, number one in the world probably may come up on that list, and I played there. So, Bobby, let's start it off with Mr. McIlroy. Irish eyes were shining.
They were shining big time on that last hole eagle putt. That's dramatic. That's the home guy at the home tournament. I mean, that's the dream. That's the Hollywood script right there.
Right.
And I don't know, talk about peaking right before the Ryder Cup in good form. I mean, that's got to help. I mean, he must be walking on air.
Christian, is it going to be another one of those situations where the Europeans are playing leading up to the Ryder Cup and we don't know where Morikawa and the boys are?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Irish Open, and I mean, first off, I feel like I felt bad for the opponent. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name, but I felt bad for who Roy was playing against.
Our official linguist, Andy Hydorn, is not present tonight, so he cannot correct our butchering of pronunciations.
Clearly, 100%. Everybody in that tournament was rooting for Rory, rightfully so. It's his National Open, but it was just a great way for him to finish overall. But I do think this is going to be. I think I'm leaning more towards the USA for the simple fact that I do think that we are going to come out. I think they know that they are underdogs. I don't care if they're favored to win, but I feel like a lot of talk has been on this European team coming in, playing hot with Fleetwood, McIlroy, and everybody else that comes with it. I feel like that's going to light a fire under their ass and come out hot. And I do think that come singles on Sunday, that will be interesting to see how Keegan puts players, like who's going to go up against Rory. Are you going to put Scotty against Rory? Or are you going to put Scotty against somebody that you know that Scotty's going to get a point because you could use it? I'm not saying that Scotty can't beat Rory, but Rory's having the best. I think Rory's having the best year of his entire career.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to go down the whole Ryder Cup. Okay, never mind. We are every week going to be talking about the Ryder Cup leading up to the Ryder Cup. So I'm going to tell you right now, Rory's going out number 1 on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So, Bobby, who do you throw up against him?
Ooh, it's a good question. I don't know. Personally, I'd love to see the match. That would be like one of the all-time great matches. I do think whatever Rory's funk was in after the Masters, he's clearly, I think, worked himself through it. So he's back. But that would be amazing to have a 1 and a 2. I don't know if it's ever happened. That's good question. Maybe it's happened. I don't know in a Ryder Cup before.
I don't know. I don't know for certain. That sounds almost like a Boston Bob brain teaser. If you should know that. But here, you can put Scotty out there because Scotty goes head to head with him on pure skill, obviously, without question. Or what's the reason to putting Rory out there? The raw factor, right? Get him pumped up. Rory's a passionate, fiery player. So who do we have on our team that's the passionate, fiery player? I'll tell you who I throw out there against him. JT.
Yeah.
Look who I just wrote down first on this piece of paper. JT.
I can't see that. JT.
I think you could play. He can play the factor of like, yeah, you know what? You put a player like JT out there. You put a player like Bryson out there who's a fan favorite. They're going to come out there and say, okay, well, if JT or Bryson get off to a hot start against Rory, well, then the crowd's just going to be behind them, obviously. Does that play a factor under Rory? Who knows? Rory's also had the best Ryder Cup match against Captain America. That's going to be hard to beat when it comes to that match.
Cheater.
But I could even see going the other way, right? Getting somebody who's a little bit of a slower player, Pat Cantlay, who Rory doesn't like playing with slow players because Rory plays pretty quick.
Can you imagine that?
So I feel like
the whole pace of play for the television would be just...
Oh, absolutely. I think if you put him up with like a slower-ish player like a Pat Cantlay, or maybe somebody who doesn't get like, I don't know, you can go either way with it.
This time by late September, it's dark probably like 7:45 on Long Island. I mean, Cantlay may not finish.
No,
not even close. I wonder if he's going to ask to get paid for his hat or something like that, or if he's going to wear a hat this time around. I don't think so.
Is it too late to put Chris Scudder up in there?
Oof. You know who I would like to go up against Rory McIlroy this Ryder Cup? Keegan Bradley. That won't happen, though, unfortunately. That would have been a sick match.
That would have been such a great match.
Would have been a great match. The reason I'm leaning more towards the U.S., though, is that I think the crowd is going to play a major factor into this.
Well, you're stealing Big Bro's thunder. He's going to say
great minds think alike. That's all I have to say. But it's gonna play a major factor, especially, and I just mentioned it. If we get off to a hot start in the tournament, it's going to be hard for the Europeans to come back, in my personal opinion.
So, yeah, without question, the mojo. I mean, it's no different than a team fired up in an arena. I mean, or a ballpark, or whatever the case may be. Without question.
100%.
Let me just say this. Here's what just impressed me. I walked occasionally walking through the golf shop, got the Irish Open on. I got it on all 4 days. I didn't make a concentrated effort to watch it. But I'm like, oh, Rory's playing well. Oh, Rory's moving up the leaderboard a little bit. Oh, and then Sunday I walk out and I'm like, oh my God, Rory's leading handedly and actually slipped a little bit because I'll say it again. He is not a great protector. He is a great charger.
Now, do you guys think this is Rory's best year of his career? I think it is. I think from a consistent factor, from start to finish this year, he got the Grand Slam. I think he's probably playing some of the most consistent golf in a stretch of a year. I mean, I can go back to when he was dominant in his prime, obviously winning the PGA and the US Open and stuff. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think of that too.
I don't know, Bobby. That year he won the Open at Congressional. That was a pretty impressive season for him.
He's had some really, really good years, but it's, capping off that Grand Slam this year was pretty amazing. And then what he does here, and it's the Ryder Cup year, so I don't know if it's got to be at least a top three. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, within the last at least 5-10 years, maybe last decade, this is his best season, easy.
Yeah.
Do either of you know how many European Ryder Cuppers were actually playing? I mean, Lowry obviously was there. But were there any others in the field? Can we get a stat check on that? Maybe
stat check.
Who is the assistant captains for the European team?
Well, I think it's got to be
because I don't even know that information either. Because that could also play a factor too.
I'm literally, I can see it. It's the brothers. He was.
Molinari.
Molinari was Mr. Stats. He's the one that determined that the Americans can't hit mid irons.
Okay.
Wow.
So we have. I didn't know. I forgot Kiz was on our team as far as captains go. And Brant. I forgot about those two.
Bobby's got. Wait a minute. Resident historian is coming in. Do I need to drop this one on, Bob?
Oh, well, I've got it. Yeah, I've got a good one for you.
Okay, well, I'll save that then. What do you got for the fact check?
Yeah, how about this? 11 of the 12 Ryder Cup players playing the Irish Open. The only one that didn't play was Sepp Straka.
I'm telling you, they play as a team. It's now. I will say this: the news report that Bryson flew to hang out with the guys. I don't know when that was. It was recently. That shows that he's at least engaged. He wants to try to build some camaraderie.
Oh yeah.
But we just go back down to Florida and just go to our coaches and take our private planes to New York.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see how all the guys play this week. You have, I think everybody on the team's playing this week outside of Bryson. The whole controversy that's been going on. But
that's where he's
right.
I mean, where are they playing again?
What is it like? I think it's the Pro Core this week. Pro Core champion. I don't know where it is, but I think the Pro Core championships this week.
Yeah, and Bryson's stopping the ping pong challenge just long enough to.
Yeah. Oh, it's in Napa, California.
That's it. I knew it was I thought I knew it was California. Bob, drop me something on it. I'm not intrigued. Drop me some Boston Bob brain teaser on me.
Well, I was going to segue. Whenever we segue over to the 50th Walker Cup,
okay.
I had a good one for you guys. As far as I think some people have an inkling of who started the Walker Cup, and why is it named Walker Cup? Who was the prominent American banker who started that, and then that bankers, how should we say it? The next generations were pretty
influential
in politics, in the United States politics.
Yep.
So who? First question is, who was the gentleman that the Walker Cup is named after, and where was the very first Walker Cup held?
Ooh.
I wouldn't even have an educated guess. That's well before my time.
It was in the United States.
Okay, first of all, Christian, 90% of Bob's questions are going to be before your time. Let's just establish that.
Okay? That is true.
So
it's all good.
All right. Yeah.
I forgive him.
Well, it's trivia. You don't have to forgive him. I mean, that's just was it George Herbert Walker?
Yep.
Okay. Because then it became, let's just see if I can get to run the trifecta. I'm not. I'm gonna lose it on the third leg. Obviously George Herbert Walker Bush, 41.
Yep.
And he then had 43. And 43 was in attendance at Cypress this week.
There you go.
However, where was the first Walker Cup held? I'm not looking at anything, so I'm just literally taking a stab. I'm going to say, no, seriously, I'm not. I'm going to say probably like an ode to history, because I could see the Blue Jackets of the USGA doing this. It's either at Newport or the Country Club.
Very good, well thought out, and intellectual thought process.
Did I apply logic to that?
You did, yeah.
Thank you so much. Was I right though?
Yeah. So there was sort of a informal practice Walker Cup, or whatever you want to say, 1921 at Liverpool, but 1922 at the National Golf Links was the first official Walker Cup contested. The United States won that.
So I was completely wrong then, is what you're trying to say.
Well, you were going on the right way. It's not like it was at, I don't know. I don't want to.
I'm pretty sure the Country Club and National Golf Links are not the same venue. Although National Golf Links might tie right into places we'd like to see somebody.
Correct.
Yes. So let's talk about it for a second, because did the U.S. win or did Great Britain and Ireland lose, Bobby?
My take was the U.S. team played really strong. I mean, they played some really tremendous golf. The format is interesting, and I think anytime it's individual against individual, Europe, America, Walker Cup, Ryder Cup, the U.S. does seem to have. I think the record is there. The proof is that it's strong like that. When you go to the team competition, the European side across the pond, they always seem to do better. And it was tracking like that, the Walker Cup, for a while. But at the end, I mean, the U.S. team just blew them away on Sunday. I watched a pretty decent amount of it. I mean, it's amazing golf course. The high school kid, Howell, I mean, just what a talent. Drops an eagle at the end. I mean, incredible play.
That's a walk-off.
Yeah.
That's golf's version of the walk-off.
Drop the mic big time.
Yep. Here you go. Wait a minute. Here's going to be a bonus one. Not going to get it, Christian. Not going to get it. Can Bobby, I'm going to throw this, should be AD's brain teaser. Can you name the player who did it in Louisiana with a 7-iron, and who did he beat?
In Louisiana with a 7-iron?
At the New Orleans. Yep. Did something similar to that.
In a Walker Cup?
No. Just a tour event.
In a tour event?
Yeah.
In Louisiana? Shoot. You sure it wasn't the Arnold Palmer or with Gomez or I don't know.
Was it? Wait a minute. Was it? Now you're making me question.
No, I can't think of anybody in Louisiana.
Well, now I have to Google it.
I got nothing. Nothing.
You know what? Bless me. You're right. That's why you are Boston Bob the historical brain teaser. It was Gomez. Damn it. I was thinking it was David Frost.
Oh, shoot.
It was a 7-iron from 176 holes. 18 successfully to beat who?
I think it was Norman.
Greg Norman.
Yeah.
That is correct.
That
is correct, sir. All right, so now that slight deviation off the Walker Cup. Cypress, amazing. I'm going to get back to that a little bit more. Play, Mason Howell, insanely good. This kid, trajectory, and by the way, doesn't even make the Walker Cup team, except for the fact that he wins the U.S. Amateur.
Right.
Wins the U.S. Amateur, so he gets the automatic spot onto the Walker Cup team.
Yep.
Okay. Nathan Smith, by the way, met Nathan a couple of times out in Western Pennsylvania. Stick in his own right back in the day. But who else? Number one player in the world, and drawing a blank.
The amateur Koivu. We need
we need Andy. Yep. Koivu. Yep.
I know that's wrong. The hockey player.
Yeah, it's Koivu's. I'm confusing my sports. And then Fang. He was on fire on Sunday. I think he won like 4-3. I mean, but as good as the Americans played, and they played just sound, I think like Luke Poulter comes to mind, just missed putts. And isn't that the case, Christian, all the time? It always comes down to who's making the 10-footers. In Great Britain, Ireland, we're making 10-footers the whole time.
Well, that's what golf always comes down to, isn't it? It doesn't matter how far you always set it off the tee. It's how you get the ball in the hole. It's the difference that takes these kids from making these 10-footers to being on television, obviously, full-time, like what these guys are doing. I mean, that's literally what it comes down to. That's what 90% of these golfers spend hours a day doing, is working on short game and anything inside 150 yards, because that's where they make their money.
By the way, I got to throw this little funny in there because we're talking about making putts. So I roll past the putting green today, and Preston, one of our sticks, good young sticks, good and better kid, by the way, down there. And this is after I laid the sod over a couple of the 7-irons down at the range, which is pretty hard to do because it's off the mat. But I said, hey, let's putt. So we had to cut a little putt off. And after the first 2 holes, it's 1-1. He drops the pellet. Little 10-footer right to lefter, using his putter.
You won.
Wow. Yeah. So Preston, shout out to you. 1-0 AD. Just saying.
The savvy veteran move right there.
All right, Cypress Point, Bobby. Alistair McKenzie. Best design ever?
Probably top 3 for sure. I mean, there's the best design when you have a piece of land that's just blah and it's nondescript, and then there's how do you take a majestic piece of land that's absolutely, I mean, you look at it and you just go, yeah, I can see a golf course there, but how do you do it the right way? I know when they were looking at putting in the 16th hole, it was for the time being, there were still some people playing with hickory sticks, and that was a long, long par 3. But I mean, spectacular setting, not the longest course ever, as the standards right now. But I mean, the setting is I haven't played it, but I mean, the setting is just incredible.
I mean, 6 holes through the woods, 6 holes through the dunes, but it's the last 6 holes, obviously, that gets the notoriety. 15th hole, my kind of hole. Only a gap wedge. Yep. Followed by 16, but when the fog moved in, Christian, they couldn't even see the flag. There was a conversation. The Walker Cup almost got suspended because they could not see the flag on 16.
Yeah, I think that finishing stretch it honestly might be one of the most prettiest in the world, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, without question. I think you could even make an argument for changing Cypress with a couple other courses that the PGA is playing right now in their California swing. Just saying, I would love to see it. I think some guys would eat that course up, but I also think some guys, if the wind gets up too, would struggle tremendously on that golf course. And it could play. I don't know what the likelihood of it playing as like a U.S. Open would be, but I think when you get the wind up off the ocean, it could play a factor into that golf course. Especially the last couple holes. I mean,
it's like 17. The whole conversation on 17 with the trees and the tree cluster in the middle of the fairway and presents options. These kids are just hitting 7-iron off the box, and they're leaving themselves a $140 in. To them wedge, 3/4 wedge, or down the left side you got 30 yards wide fairway down the right side. You have ocean and 20 yards, but you also have the green. And they're bombing it on green side, Bobby.
Yeah, they're playing the power game, just like they're getting ready for the tour. Just some really great talent. And then you had the elder statesman, Stuart Hagstrom, that was in there, and he played great. I think might have got the winning point, maybe, or
he scored the 13th point to retain the cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's been on many Walker Cups. I mean, great player in that Jay Siegel category. I don't know, echelon type of thing now.
I actually think it was Howell actually that scored the winning point.
Yeah.
I may be wrong in that, but
that
without question though, Cypress was the star. So I gotta say that's number one on my bucket list right now. That may even be above Gusta. Is that a bold move? Is that a bold move, Christian?
For me, it is, because I don't even have Augusta as my number one. I have St. Andrews as that's my number one bucket list.
Yeah, but anybody can get on St. Andrews.
I know, but you also, Augusta too. It's it's on my top 5, but I would at least.
So again, throw it out there. Who's a good bucket list? Let's hear from the audience. Bobby, what's your number one bucket list?
I think it might be this one, Cypress. I haven't played Augusta. I've been there multiple times, a lot, and on the inside with dry chip and putt. I played St. Andrews. That was amazing. I played Muirfield, some of the courses in Scotland. I don't know. There's just, there's some dramatic holes. I played at least one course. Can't think of the name in Cabo. That's right on the water. Like you couldn't.
Cabo.
Is that one?
Teeth of the Dog?
It's like right on the water. It's like in the ocean, in the water. Like it's crazy. I don't think you could build in the U.S. with the environmental deals or whatever, but.
It's got to be Teeth of the Dog, right?
No, it's down at Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, okay.
But,
my bad. No.
I know there's like some just off the charts, crazy, amazing courses in the world, which is really amazing. I mean, it's really, really neat. There's not like, and it's neat. You ask so many people this, and you'll get a lot of different variety of questions or answers. But I think for me, it wasn't that way years ago, but it's tracking more like I'd love to play Cypress like that. I think that would be. I go with that one right now.
Well, I know our counterpart, Mr. Andy Hydorn, plays over at the Medalist as well as over in Great Britain often. But I'd love to get his take on what's number one on Andy's bucket list when he's not globetrotting to all the top clubs in the world.
We'll get him back in the hot seat.
Yeah, we have to put Andy back on the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right, so that begs the question. Here's the banter. Because I've seen this chatter a lot this week. So, and it happens every time a club really showcases itself well, or even that, or not so well, i.e. Aaron Hills. Top golf courses you would like to see host a major that just would not. And I guess the reality is we probably ought to keep it to the U.S., although we could probably go over to the UK. So, having said that, what you got, Christian? Give me one.
To host a major?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
All right, you passed. Bobby, who you got?
No, I got to think for a second. There's so many great courses that you could choose from.
Oh, I'll go. All right, then I'll go before Bobby goes. Pine Valley, without question. Who doesn't want to see something played at Pine Valley?
True.
I was thinking between Pine Valley and the Woodford Club, like
similar yet different, Robert. Similar yet different.
What about what's that golf course up in New York? Farmers Island, I think it is. Is that it? Or am I off on that track? I think it's down in see, now I gotta look this up.
Are you referring to Fisher's Island?
Fisher's Island. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Not Farmers. Fisher's.
Sorry. Fisher's Island. Right out in the middle.
Got the island part right.
Long Island Sound. Yeah.
That'd be good.
But right further down, to Bobby mentioned it earlier, National Golf Links got to be included in that list, right?
There could be 10 courses right on Long Island, Met section, PGA right in there that could be amazing.
Atlantic.
Yeah, this day and age, I mean, it's so different. If it's 100 years ago, I think you could look and go, all right, let's have it in so many different places. Beyond the yardage, because now you got to think of yardage for these events, it's become such a massive undertaking with spectators and all the infrastructure and the TV and the food and everything. Right now the criteria is more, can you fit the second community, the second city in there, because there's so much going on. And when I was with the PGA at headquarters and behind the scenes at the Ryder Cup and the PGA Championship, there's so much going on behind the scenes. So I don't think people realize that. There's like 1,400 committees. It's crazy. There's so much to go on for an event. There's some amazing golf courses, probably have everything check marked, but just don't have the infrastructure to host it with all the stuff going on.
Did I hear correctly that Bethpage started building Tent City in like the end of June?
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably.
They'll be 6 months out. Yeah.
What about maybe not a major, but just like a tour event itself? What about Medalist? Do they not have any events? I feel like every PGA members or PGA Tour is a member there already. It's like their home course. Isn't that where JT and all them belong?
Yeah, and part of it may be a membership decision. Like, we don't want anybody,
Well,
I've seen.
So if you're down there, let's go around the corner. Let's go to Seminole.
Yeah, I've seen YouTube videos of that. Of course, those courses are unbelievably hard.
I'm telling you, this would be a good one. I wish actually I was joking about Andy, by the way. I just wished I could tag along with him sometimes. He never invites me. Let's go out to the Midwest. Sand Hills. How about that one?
That one seems good.
Cora Crenshaw out in Nebraska. Yep. There are so many good golf courses in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Pine Valley.
Didn't I say that already?
Yeah, we said that one.
Oh, you did? Oh. Was it when my mom called and it kicked me out? Because that's when.
It might have been.
Yeah, we went over a lot of stuff when you were gone there. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I got another one. Since we're staying out on the island, I'll bring it back to the East Coast because I mean, that's where the USGA loves us to keep their stuff for the most part. Friar's Head. That's an insane golf course, by the way.
There are so many courses nationwide even if we're getting into like the teeth of it too, like the Open, go pick any golf course over that the Open Championship can be held at. You can pick hundreds. I mean, you could do the same thing here. Literally, there's so many. I don't care if it's 20 under par that wins it. It would just be awesome to see it happen if it ever happens on some of these golf courses.
Bobby, how would you pick the open, like an open rotation? See, I've always said it should be geographical. You do southeast, northeast, Midwest, West Coast, or Western region, and you rotate it each year. And I know they somewhat do, but they don't. They really don't.
The U.S. Open.
Yeah. Well, you can do with the PGA. I mean, the PGA tends to try to play more trendy type, newer properties.
Yeah, I totally agree. The idea that you can move it around the country, get different people seeing different aspects of the country. I love the idea of when it's out west, we're watching, the golf later in the evening. That's kind of cool.
That was a beautiful thing watching the Walker Cup that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many great courses in the country, and I go back to Kristen, if it's a tour event or a bigger event, you just need the infrastructure. You've got tens of thousands of people coming out. Oh my God, bathroom security. I mean, it's just, there's so many moving parts that people don't think about that go into one of these things. And it's a shame because there's got to be 100, 200 courses, 500 courses. I don't know that could host something. They really could, but logistically.
You touched on it, and I bounced to a different. I've been up to Lake Placid. I'm sure I can't, Christian. I don't know if you ever have been, but even though you're a New Yorker, but I mean, Lake Placid were revered obviously for the Miracle on Ice, but it was the last year, maybe the next Winter Olympics. It was really the last time they had the non-corporate Olympics. And after that, it lost the flair, and they'll never be able to go back to a place like Lake Placid to have something like that. And unfortunately, golf will never be able to go. Let's go across the pond. Could you see an Open Championship at Old Head?
Yeah, be amazing.
I would love to see an Open Championship there.
And I wonder if the players would like that, because you could only get this many players or spectators out there. So that would be interesting. But as far as the venue, my goodness, incredible.
Yeah, because I mean, I just pulled it up right here. The golf course is only 220 acres.
Yeah.
They're not squeezing. I mean, you'd have people falling off the cliff.
There'd probably be some bros that, yeah.
Wow.
Take a few extra.
Or how about else over there? You got Sunnydale. You've got Carney Golf Links. So many good golf courses.
Yeah.
Christian, have you chimed in? Have you thrown one in there that's you'd like to say?
I mean,
Bobby and I are having a great conversation.
Yes and no. I'm learning a lot from both of you tonight. I will say that myself. I mean, a lot of these courses, you know, but no, I'm not going to add anything else to the already extraordinary list that you guys put together.
God, you're so smooth. All right, Bobby, what do you got tonight? I'm gonna put you on the spot. What do you got tonight?
You know, well, a few things, I guess. I know we'd like to try to, in my compadre here, my PGA Pro friend Brennan couldn't be with us tonight, but I thought at this time of the year I still want to talk about instruction and different things. And I did see a article recently, I think it was in one of the Golf Digest. They were talking about length of the putter, and this is one of my little pet peeves. I'd probably say over half of people use a putter too long, and they get into bad habits. And so I was waiting one of these shows when I had a few minutes to talk about this, that every now and then you see a Ken Green who used a really small little putter. You've seen some guys on tour just, I think, try to get all the skeletons out of the closet as far as using something so crazy, small, short. But I see it's a tragedy. I see a lot of ladies with a men's putter, and they're holding it way up here, and they're getting flippy. What I can say to everybody is I'd rather see you use a shorter putter, a much shorter putter to start. I really wouldn't care versus a longer one. Now you can talk about a broom handle and things like that. That's a different discussion. But just in general, I think a lot of people use the wrong length putter across the board. Certainly a lot of kids too. They got the junior sets, and I think they're doing a pretty good job with the length of the clubs, but I can't figure out why the putters are always too long in relation to the other clubs in a set. It drives me nuts. Rant over.
I never had that problem with putting because I was always short.
I didn't have to say it.
Why do you have to laugh at that? Like,
thank God I didn't have to say it.
All I'm saying is that I've always played with a 33-inch putter because that's something that is – I'm not a tall person. I felt like when you were right, though, Bobby, where it's like whenever I tried to use a broomstick or a 35-inch or a 36-inch, whatever that number was, I always felt like I was getting way too handsy with the putter. And I felt like the more my body – and this just works for me – the more my body felt over the golf ball, the better I felt over the putt itself. I'm a left-hand low putter. I've been doing that for years. I just feel more comfortable with my shoulders being parallel. And I can't do that because I have to go back to the traditional style with a broomstick and everything else. I just couldn't do it. And I also don't, I'm a very big fan of light putters. I don't like heavy putters. I know that's controversial because a lot of people that I golf with love the heavy putter because it's easier for them to maneuver it back and forth. But I just feel like I'm in more control over the ball on the green, especially when I have like a lighter putter.
So Bobby and I, we both knew him. The national award is named for him. Coach Bill Strasbaugh.
Yep.
Huge advocate and for left-hand low. I remember sitting with him at, I guess it was only a few years before he passed away. We're down at the PGA National in West Palm. And sitting at the table, and something came up on the screen, and he just turned around about instruction. And God, he was such a good guy. But all he kept talking about was left hand low, left hand low. That's the way to putt.
I learned from. I mean, I'm really showing my age here. I went to Jordan Spieth, obviously, because that was the person that I saw use it the most. And one thing I will say too is that coming from somebody who always changed a grip or a putter for that matter. I used to change putters once a season if I didn't putt well. Like that's how bad it was. You just need to stick to it, and if you and then start building your confidence slowly with that club. That's what happened to me. Is that like I just went out every single night growing up when we lived on a golf course, and I would just putt nonstop because that was the worst part of my game. Everything else I was spectacular in, but the putting and the chipping was the worst part, and that was the difference ultimately.
So you're 33. Bobby, what length are you right now?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, here I'm going to probably contradict myself a slight. I'm using one of the lab putters that is a little bit longer. So I'm doing a kind of a hybrid claw.
Hybrid claw lab putter. Okay.
But I do have a good story for real quick, Christian. And I think Brendan Elliott's working on getting him on a future show. But when I was a head pro at River Run Golf Club in Ocean City, and Gary Player it was a design by Gary. He made multiple trips, like 4 trips in 2 years. So I had some really great, amazing discussions with him. I'd love to just tell them all right now, but as it applies to putting, I remember we were talking one day, and he said to me, if I had to do it all over again, the only thing I would change was I would learn. I wish I knew left hand low in the beginning. I would have went left hand low. And I thought that was an amazing comment from Grand Slam winner.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Yeah.
I use a 34, and I actually think I am maybe even sometimes a little too handsy. But
when I was playing a lot, playing some mini tour, my 20s and 30s and all that, I was about a 32 and a half, maybe 33.
Wow.
My putter was always a little bit definitely shorter. I wasn't making the correlation back then to what I'm saying now. But I just looking back for that, looking at all for decades of people I've taught and just taking it all in, recently it's like, yeah. And I've been talking about this so much, and I ungodly amount of putters I've cut down in my lifetime of people that came in, and it's a lot of women because they get the husband's putter or they get these starter sets and the putters are too long, or just a lot of people in general. Like I've got a putter and I don't want to, hey, Christian, use this putter. Well, it's 35 inches and you're in there like this. And I'm like, dude, no, you might need to be 31. I don't know. Let's get you naturally in a really good setup, posture wise, wherever your arms go and your hands go. All right, that's where we're going to start. Don't the other way.
Yeah, I think that it goes back to if anybody's starting to learn golf and really take golf seriously, when you get to that point in your career, getting fitted for clubs is a game changer. You have to. I mean, I know it's expensive to do it, but I'm a huge advocate for getting fitted. It makes a big difference in your game, and you'll see a lot of difference because you can't just go buying a set off the rack, for example, in a Golf Galaxy or a Dick's they're obviously great clubs, but being fitted, all right, I love TaylorMade. Well, I might hit Callaway better, or I might hit Titleist better. It just doesn't. Same with the balls too. I mean, it just all of that stuff coming into it, even putters. Like my buddy got a full bag fitting done at Club Champion, and he was so set on the Spider, and he loves mallet putters. And he got something completely different because he was just putting so much more consistent with whatever putter he got. And it was just a game changer for him. And now he has the utmost confidence in making 10, 15 footers, whether it's a bender, whether it's uphill, straight, whatever it is. It's just a huge game changer for him.
Makes a difference. Big time.
Yeah, definitely.
And the grip size. Don't forget the grip size. People forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the large super strokes can't do it. Like more of a mid-size kind of, yeah.
Thought you were about to make a comment again to me because I'm not even kidding. I have a Spider putter and I have that ping, the very small, thin ping grip on it.
No, I'm we're just being serious. I wasn't going to go where Alan goes with your glove size and all that, but
what size glove do you wear?
XX. You know what they say about long hitters, Alan? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
We know.
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
Your driver goes 220.
All right, so moving on. Standing in for Andy Hydorn for the Live Report. Brooks Koepka stated he could not have an opportunity due to the Live format to be able to have a shot to make the Ryder Cup team. That's the Live Report. Okay, moving on. Don't be that guy. Also usually brought to you by Andy Hydorn. Any golf pro out there that's wearing a floral shirt with plaid pants, don't be that guy. Okay, final thoughts.
Pace of play is just great.
Pace of play is moving along.
There has to be a story behind that. Who was wearing
that's all I got. That's all I got is bro.
Oh, okay.
Bro capital of the world.
I thought you were gonna twist it like I did in the text thread where don't be that lady at the Phillies game with the baseball.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I was at the Phillies. Heather threw a good one at me. You mark my words, or mark her words. She will, at least in the Philly market, she will be the most popular Halloween costume.
Yes.
Oh,
you're right. Yeah.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, though, I know that happened. The kid made out tremendously. I mean, me and Harrison Bader getting the signed bat, getting the ball.
What? This is not a final thought, but you know what's crazy about the world we live in now? Whether you have that one positive moment or you one negative moment, and if it immediately goes viral, your life is altered by that. I mean, let's be honest. And I'm not gonna defend her by no means. She did something stupid, but you could also argue the father ran way out of where his seats were to try to retrieve this ball. Should he been over there? Should he just let the ball? I realize it's fair game and everything like that. She made a stupid move. Does she deserve to be crushed for more than her 15 minutes of negative fame? I don't think so, probably. But
How often does that happen though at ball games?
Oh.
No, meaning not what happened. I'm saying people running over to a certain section in their section. It happens all the time.
I get it. But I mean, Christian, I have a very compassionate heart, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's time to let her off the mat a little bit. Okay.
I don't know how compassionate that heart is after giving me so much shit for wearing a cadet small.
Bobby, what's your final thoughts as we come to the 18th green?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave it with I'm interested because you guys know my Reimagine Mind and everything with Scotty and Rory doing something with this new challenge and something, and just kind of interesting how that will take. I don't know how that'll be embraced. I'm actually doing something very new. I don't think anybody's ever done it. I've got a friend in Florida that wanted me to try this new golf format. So we had a test at the Woodford Club recently. I'm doing another test. It's Mega Golf, MEGA, not the other one. Mega. It's all based on iron play, proximity to the green, working on correct iron play, correct clubbing yourself, which you guys know I'm huge on that. Nobody ever uses enough club. So we had a small group that played a couple weeks ago, setting another one up this fall. If anybody's listening and they want to get more information, it goes fast. You don't actually putt. There's no putting that needs to happen, but it's really a neat game to get your mind working, and it's a point system. So Mega Golf, we're going to do another test. I'll recap how that goes.
Love it. Anything with putting, I'm in. I was watching the World Putt Championship. Christian, go ahead.
You'd actually be pretty good at that. I put money on you to win. Anything with putting, I put money on you to win. Anything else, I would lose. So final thought, obviously for me is, I was watching our boy here, and I'm going to pull out a little prop here. All right, watching our boy Yip Strickland.
Strickler.
What a character he is. Okay, absolute character. He is hilarious. Watching the Sandbaggers, wanted to give a shout out to him because his content is genius. I'm actually going to leave these on because you can see the glare through them. And that's all I got because we touched on the putting already, so that's all I got.
Yip is hilarious. Okay. And you know what? We may be able to turn Yip on this guy because he is my final thought. You know who blames Liv scoring? You ready for it?
Andy?
Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed blames Liv scoring because of his impressive season. And I'll be honest with you. Posted third at the Masters, crapped top 25 at the U.S. Open, won Liv Dallas, and yet the inconsistencies did not allow him to get Captain Keegan's eye for a captain's pick. So, yep, keep an eye on Patrick Reed for us and Captain America. See ya. Till next week, boys.
Adios.
You only have one opportunity to sell your golf property. Shouldn't you partner with an expert that offers you 30 plus years of golf industry experience combined with the reach of a global leader in real estate? Colliers International Golf Brokerage and Advisory Services understands your unique business needs. Whether it is brokerage, management, and consulting, be reassured that the market leader in the business of golf is providing you the real answers and practical solutions you deserve. Contact Golf Talk Live co-host and Colliers Golf Advisory Services member Alan Depew today at 717-554-8519. That's 717-554-8519.